the same. From farthings to guineas, we're slick with those pennies. Old money, new game. Old money, new game. Never gonna spreadsheet quite the same. From Tanners to Bob, we finish the job. Old money, new game. Whoa, you're mad.
Hello and welcome to round 3 of FMWC UK, leading of course to the UK Microsoft Excel World Championships. I'm joined here by Harry Watson.
Hello, Harry.
Harry is the very evil... Sorry, on.
I was just going to say good to be on this afternoon. You're very welcome to take over. You're saying that I was evil?
Yes, I think you probably won't be very popular today after our contestants completed this case, but we'll see. Yeah, so today we're going to be streaming 4 different competitors completing that case. Hopefully anybody who completed it at home will be able to empathize with how I imagine this might go, but we'll see. I hear that from your perspective, this was actually quite an easy challenge, though.
Well, it certainly wasn't meant to be an annihilation. Yes, I wrote it with all the kindness and benevolence that you normally write your cases with, Harry.
Well, you might not want to apologise for that, but I think we should apologise for being late. So we were meant to go live a few minutes ago. Sorry about that. And also apologies in advance for any technical issues we may have, as this is going to be, very excitingly, our first stream with live competitors who we're thrilled to have on. Are we able to bring those in now? Hello, hey guys. As you guys can see, we have an absolutely star-studded lineup today with 4 very big figures in the Excel community. Should we go through and ask everybody a question? Maybe starting with Lara. Right, so Lara, you're very active in the Excel community generally, especially in the women's group as well, I hear. And I hear that you have your own HR data and reporting company. Is that right? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I have my own business and I train up HR teams working with data literacy and Excel, basically giving them confidence and Excel skills so that they can tackle HR reporting and analytics projects. So super fun, and I get to play with Excel. What more could you want from a job?
Well, I think you're definitely in the right place if you want to play with Excel.
Hopefully.
Kareem, you're very decorated. I hear you have degrees from both Cambridge and Oxford, and you've done many major roles in finance. How are you feeling about your chances today, though?
I'm hoping for a really evil case because I'm not so quick on the submission as I've seen some people, but the more complicated it is, the more I seem to do okay. So hoping for Harry's worst, frankly.
I see that evil smile you're doing, Harry.
It's
I
just
think
a happy smile.
I think Kareem might be in luck here. And Sean, you're also very decorated and popular member of the community. I hear you've used Power Query quite creatively in the past. What can you tell us about creative Power Query use?
Yeah, it's a story I've told a few times, to be fair, but I did use Power Query to pull a URL, which was the Oasis queue, to see what my position was in the queue. I had like a timestamp to work out how quick the queue was going down per minute to try and forecast how long I'd be in the queue for. I mean, I was literally in the queue for hours, so I was pretty bored and decided to pull that together, given the lads' updates on WhatsApp as to how long I thought I'd be in the queue for.
I've certainly been there. Could very much have done with that, going to concerts lately. And we've got Hayden, the runner of the Excel and Finance channel, and also a kind of I believe, a champion powerlifter. Hayden has apparently, so I've heard, recently got a world record. Could you tell us a little bit about that, Hayden?
Yeah, I can tell you a bit about that. It wasn't so recent. It was a number of years ago now, mind you. But I used to do a lot of acrobatics from the age of about 15. Got quite good at it, I guess, and ended up getting world record. So I've got a little certificate. So that was good fun. And here I am now transitioning to Excel competitions. So polar opposite, but I'm enjoying it just as much.
Well, I don't know about you, Harry, but I think we've got some very strong competitors here today, wouldn't you say?
Some very strong competitors indeed. And yes, we've got a very competitive lineup for this last last close onto the breach or thereabouts before the finals in person in London. So excited to see how everyone's going to get on today.
Right, I think this is the last qualification round for the in-person finals in London, if I'm not wrong. So we'll see if some of the competitors today can take one of those tickets. Right, should we get the guys the case and maybe do a little introduction to it ourselves?
Welcome to round 3 of the FMWC UK Championship. Our cases throughout this year have been a celebration of British culture. British money is as much a thing to celebrate as anything else. The pound sterling is the world's oldest currency, having been in continuous use for more than a millennium. For the last 50 years of this, the pound has been subdivided into 100 pennies. Prior to this, the subdivision was somewhat more interesting, with coins such as these. Try finding one of these in your purse. This old money is going to really test you in today's case. Have you ever wondered what it might be like to use Microsoft Excel 60 years ago, in the time of pounds, shillings and pence? Today, you will be enlightened. Out with the 5 pence, in with the shilling. Out with the 10p, in with the florin. Out with the 20p, in with the double florin. 7 levels of difficulty and 5 tough bonuses await. We hope you enjoy playing with some very old money.
Yeah, I would say not easy. But you might say easy. Well, how would you characterize your case that you've written here?
I think it's an exciting case. It's an educational case. It touches upon an iconic aspect of British culture, our money. I mean, take a look at this. This is a double florin. It was minted in the year of Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee, worth 4 shillings. Now, there was also already a well-known coin of crown in circulation, 5 shillings at the time. So why not have a 4 shilling one as well? Who needs money that's made up by greedy algorithms? It's more interesting this way.
Well, we'll see today who takes home the crown. I'm very excited to see how the competitors will do on this one. There's a lot of kind of fallback conversions in some way. I don't want to say too much because I think they can still hear me. But it's certainly something I've not done before in Excel, and I'd assume that most people wouldn't have.
Well, it's a shame that, of course, that Excel wasn't invented until 1985, 14 years after we moved over to decimal currency. Otherwise, it would be something that people are far more familiar with, but a fun thing to play around here. Any local chapter with an interest in British history must have this at some point, surely. There's nothing more than that to bring a British edge to financial modelling.
Well, if I compare this to your other cases you've written this year, a lot of them do have a kind of old-timey British theme to them. Is this something you're really passionate about?
Well, I feel like it's the place for it, and not just my cases that we've written as a collective have in some way touched upon British culture. We had a wonderful one about fates, a wonderful one about our folklore, many maps of Merlin earlier this year. We've had Lana on holiday, going around Britain. So it's a common theme throughout.
As you say, a lot of wonderful things, almost in some sort of wonderland that we find ourselves. Although we should be very
We do
careful.
live in a wonderland, yes.
We do,
Yes.
but not in Sunderland, of course. Yeah, so I think our competitors are just looking through the case now. I think we'll probably get some sort of signal when they're ready. Yeah, what advice? Oh, here they are. So does anybody have any questions on what you've seen about the case so far?
No, it looks tough, but that's what we like, right? So
Cool. I think therefore we're all good on 4 out of 4. Good luck, guys. Harry, do you want to say a little good luck as well?
Yes. Enjoy.
And as I was saying earlier, don't beat yourself up, because I mean, Harry thinks this is quite easy, but I would say this is probably quite a challenging case, and it's never easy to do this sort of thing on a live stream. In that case, maybe should we count everybody in?
3,
2, 1, go!
Action.
And off we are. This is my first time seeing the syntax. We've got all 4 screens up at the moment. See, Lara's screen already has quite a lot on it. Do you have any idea what might be going on there?
Presumably some sort of pre-prepared lambda or something. I'm not quite sure. Hayden here is already on level 2, so we had a debate on this as to how many points level 1 should be worth. And seeing that it's been solved in 20 seconds, perhaps it was right being only being 1 point per level. So I'm interested to see how they do this. I mean, one thing I had in mind was lambda creation within the case, creating a lambda that converted from LSD money, pound, shillings, and pence to decimal. We'll see if that's what these guys end up developing as they go through the case.
Yeah, so I see that Hayden used a lambda there, which is called extract numbers. I think I might have come up with that one. But what's particularly challenging about these formats is if let's say you have 0 shillings or 0, I'm just going to say 0 pennies, but 0D, then the instead of writing 0D, for example, you would just omit the whole thing. So that really complicates the format to some extent, in my opinion. Is that something that you were thinking about when you were writing the case?
Well, it's good to have those traps in there, but I mean, it wasn't written with any malevolence. It's just that's how people used to write this old money. When we lived in the past 1,000 years before decimalization came in, we weren't thinking sometime in the future we're going to invent this thing called Microsoft Excel, which people are going to have to model this stuff with. We just wanted something for everyday common parlance, and if you've got no pennies, why would you include them?
So it's a sacrifice that we make in the name of authenticity, you would say.
Yes, a sacrifice. No one wants the case to be difficult, but that's just how it ends up being.
Oh, I think I can't talk too much about this without being quite hypocritical. So I'll just take that as it is.
Hayden's on level 3 already.
Yeah, Hayden's really brisking through it. Should we have a go and look at somebody else as well, see how they're getting on? Maybe Kareem? Cool, so we can see Kareem there. He's quite zoomed out, I would say, wouldn't you?
Yes, a little bit. So it looks like Kareem's having a go at level 3. He's gone straight to level 3. He hasn't filled in anything for level 2. So I wonder if he's trying to construct some sort of lambda that does everything at once, which he can then go back and do level 1 and 2 with very easily.
I think he looks like he's manipulating individual cells there. So, but it is certainly possible. And it actually is a good idea to read ahead on some of these cases where there are common elements between questions. It is interesting, as you say, that he's skipped level 2, though. See if it works out for him. I see that Sean has a partial score, actually, on one of the levels. Should we go and have a look at Sean?
67. So what that means is he's missing one question from level 2, I think. The question is which one, whether it's a sort of missing D thing, which has come to bite him.
Yeah, certainly when I tackled this level, I did, on these early levels, fill in the ones where only D or only S was represented. I only filled them in manually. So it could be that he's filled one of them in manually, but kind of mixed up DNS, for example.
So it's an interesting strategy, of course, because a lot of these cases you can't tell straight away whether the future levels are going to build on past levels or whether they're going to be completely different. And this is a sort of building on one thing throughout. It's not so much a smorgasbord case, so that may well come back to be quite harmful in levels 5 and 6.
Should we go and take a look at Lara, who's been on 70 points now for a little bit of time, probably also working on level 3, I would imagine. Oh, actually,
Yes,
she's
also 70 points.
reading level 4 and has 10 points on level 3.
Ahead, being proactive, perhaps.
Well, she is in the lead with that 10% on level 3, but that does indicate an incomplete solution.
Looking at the price list, so these were some actual prices I found from a well-known UK supermarket from 1966. So these are actual prices. I spent hours researching all of this for 66 and 2024. All of my cases always authentic in terms of the input data.
Did you also check whether they lined up with official government inflation numbers? I would wonder.
Not especially. I didn't really look at government inflation numbers. I just looked at the inflation of goods or services, or indeed the jobs in the case of one of the bonuses being looked at.
It's interesting that she's adding elements to the table here directly. Of course, one benefit of naming it like a table like this is you do sort of auto get range names of a form, right? You can refer to the table headers by name, I believe.
Yes, having to memorize what your cell references are, or having to click back and forth between sheets can get a little bit much. I wonder what these extra columns are going to be, though.
I do wonder whether Lara knows that she's not got full marks on level 3, because she does seem quite focused on level 4 at the moment. But that might well pay off depending on how far everybody gets.
Yeah.
And we see that Hayden has just jumped to 150. Should we go and have a look at Hayden?
Yes, so 150, that means full marks on level 3 most likely, or he solved a bonus. I think it's going to be full. Yeah, so he's converted all of level 3, which is covering pounds, shillings, and pence. And we've got a penny there for each of them. He looks like he's now trying to create a lambda. I think he's gone ahead and looked at that at some of the later levels, and he's trying to do that. Or I'm just trying to hallucinate that, because that's what I think they should end up doing. But
well, I see a lot of functions. I see lambda, let. I saw take. There's the extract numbers lambda again. He's definitely got a lot of tools in his toolkit.
Yes.
I don't really know what these times are next to the positions. Everybody has been going for the same length of time.
I think that's the amount of time that they were at when they scored their last set of points.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so that can tell us perhaps who's most active at the moment on the scoring. It is interesting that the bonuses have not been gone for.
Yes, and of course the first 2 normally go for bonus. Well, I'm not actually sure what the rule is with that, but in the UK. But no, bonuses haven't been touched. To be fair, with the old money case, quite a few of these bonuses are things that are dependent on getting the whole LSD conversion to decimal first before you can attempt them.
So you would say that's definitely the key to unlocking this case, is building a sort of conversion to and from the different formats.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I think bonus 1 you can do bonus 1 depends on level 1, so it's a fairly easy couple of marks if you just spot that early on.
It's interesting that Hayden's working directly on the case sheet, especially writing kind of relatively complicated formulas like this. One approach a lot of competitors take is they do just try to build up kind of a single formula, or keep that kind of formatting quite tight for the logic. But also what we see a lot of is people creating sort of different sheets for the different levels, so you can kind of work in 2 dimensions per question instead of 1.
So I've just had a message from Johnny. We're not limiting bonuses, so all 4 players can have for all of the bonuses.
Okay, so yeah, so in the regular competition, there's a sort of strategic aspect to who's getting those bonuses first, but I suppose not here.
No, which I suppose is why no one's gone for them, because there's no need to necessarily at the beginning.
Should we have a look at how Sean's doing? He's the most recent scorer.
Yes, he's jumped up to 82 points, so that means he's got a little bit on level 3. Although he's moved on to level 4.
It looks
So
like he's
level
just
4,
started. Level 4, sorry?
Level 4, you're taking prices from 2024, and you're looking at, okay, we've got these decimal pennies. What would it be if we expressed that in pounds, shillings, and pence instead? So mint source is 76 new pence, and that converts to 15 shillings tuppence to the nearest old penny.
So you'd say this is the backwards conversion rather than the forwards one?
Yeah. Yeah. And we've been very generous today. We haven't involved halfpennies or anything. We're just looking at old pennies and new pennies.
I don't know that we've been very generous. But it does look like Kareem has just hit the 150, so he's probably now completed level 3 fully as well. Scratching his head there. I don't blame him. I would be as well. He's typing very quickly. I'm very impressed by that typing speed. But as you know, as we've seen in the past, typing speed, thinking speed, they can be two different things sometimes. We'll see how it goes for him.
Well, yes, and then there are some of us who are slow on both, I suppose. But
oh well, he's kind of building his formulas up step by step, which is something that I do as well. But with this approach, one thing I often struggle with is the locking of references. It's very easy in the heat of the moment to forget to go back and lock them. But good to see that he's remembered to do them there.
yes, yeah,
He's having some issues with
later on. But...
He's having some issues with the lookup there. Do you know what might be going on?
Not without looking in more detail. I'm trying to think. He's having issues looking up to his market pricing table by the looks of it.
One thing I certainly don't envy is the instruction reading. Now you've been very generous in kind of walking through very carefully every single example, but it is up to the competitors in the heat of the moment to decide how much time they want to spend on their reading, versus obviously like solving the question itself. Although I think it's fair to say that most of us probably don't allocate enough time to that reading in competition. Yeah,
so I will admit that probably the biggest flaw of my cases is I try to put make everything interesting and authentic. The instructions do tend to end up being longer. Goodness me, and here I've split everything out, having a blank space between the action statement, if you like, then the example, then any context that comes beforehand. So hopefully that makes it slightly more accessible for them. But yes, sometimes it works best if you just take a stab and then refer back to the instructions if something looks a bit off.
Yeah, it looks like Lara was the scorer from furthest away at the moment. It's interesting. She's gone to level 4 now. I think she may have done a lot of setup based on these table names. Do you think?
Yeah, certainly. But it's one of these cases, if you can set it up well, it's really going to help later on, especially. And to be honest, the first 4 levels, a lot of the way they've been written, I certainly view them as a setting up exercise. They're encouraging you to get a reliable method of converting from LSD to decimal, from decimal to LSD. And if you can incorporate that with the tables as well, you're going to make your life a lot easier in the later levels, which are the far higher scoring levels.
What does the L stand for in LSD?
Pound sign. The pound sign is basically just an old-fashioned L with with a few streaks running through the middle of it.
Oh, I had no idea.
It's the same L that appears in LB, which is the symbol for a pound of avoirdupois, which is the unit of weight, because of course it's a pound of silver.
I
If
do
you go
feel
that
sorry
far
for
back.
any kind of Americans solving this, for example, or in particular anybody who might not have the pound symbol on their keyboard.
Well, yes, we have to work with dollars so often in the international one, so it's only fair that we
I
we
don't
get the
think we
Great
should
British
apologise
pound
at
now.
all for
Um,
British pound symbol in the British cases. I think it's pretty fair. Looks like Hayden's not put some points on for a while. Should we go see what Hayden's up to? That's level 4, is it?
Hayden appears to be on level 4 as well. Yes, I see what.
And also looks like Lara's just scored, probably on level 4 based on what we were seeing too. So yeah, well done, Lara. I see that Lara is also using the extract numbers lambda that we saw Hayden use earlier. I think I know what this does because I think I wrote this. It basically just goes through a string, regex matches all of the numbers and pulls them out. Which we do have to have a lot of extracting the numbers from on this case, but you will struggle to get the whether it's a pound or a shilling or a penny piece out with that. And that bit we were talking about earlier, where one of the three things might be omitted, will be a bit of a headache for them.
Yeah, you almost want to regex test the pound sign, the S sign, and the D sign, and then work from there.
Yeah, of course that makes it a little bit more complicated. I think, to be honest, like possibly the best strategy under the time, depending on how you're doing, is to only go for the levels where all three are present and kind of accept that you won't get the right answers on the other ones. You certainly pick up a lot of points that way.
Yeah.
Looks like we're over to Sean, who's also looking at level 4, and he's got 15%. That's quite interesting, isn't it? He's got partial marks on both level 3 and level 4. So yeah, this all of this if stuff. This is him checking whether a pound, shilling, or decimal is omitted.
Yeah.
He might be better off kind of dropping all of that and going straight for the ones with only 3 in.
I don't know though. We've still got 13 minutes left. I mean, this is all setting up time. The later levels score 5 more points. So if you can get this set up and working, and you can carry that through, and that's really going to help you on 5. I guess it get you a lot of points on 5 and 6.
I think it would be quite exciting if we had some sort of somebody who's been prepping coming back at the end and scoring a lot of points very quickly, which as you say is very possible in this case.
Yeah. Well, Lara's up to 198 now, so it looks like she's scored some more points recently.
She's possibly repaired her level 3 or 4. Looks like she's repaired her level 4, but not yet her level 3. I mean, she's doing very well at the moment. I believe she's probably looking at level 5. If she could just repair that level 3, I think that puts her on par with Hayden in first place, probably. Would you say?
Well, yes, if she can do that, and then when she's got level 3 repaired. If the rest is prepared, then level 5 and level 6 should then be far more accessible.
Looks like Hayden's possibly done what you've been talking about. That is certainly a very long lambda. That's probably doing one of the conversions.
It's a very impressive lambda.
So what is this level 5? If I remember correctly, is this a subtraction of money, one amount from the other amount?
Yeah, so you subtract the smaller amount from the bigger amount. Again, we've been generous because the answer is always greater than 0.
Well, have you when you created this question, what was the intended solution? I know that when I did it, I did a kind of conversion to just pennies, for example.
So just pennies is the way I'd have approached it as well. So convert multiply the pounds by 240. Of course, there are 240 pennies, or D old pennies in a pound. So a pound is 240 of those, a shilling is 12 of those, there are 20 of those then in a pound. So just multiply the pounds by 240, the shillings by 12, add the Ds by 1, add them all together to get the number of Ds. Ds, convert that back into pounds, shillings, and pence.
Oh, but for this one, it is also important that your reverse conversion lambda, at least taking you from pennies back to regular, also omits anything where there's 0. I don't think we've seen
Very focused there.
any bonuses scored at all yet.
No bonuses.
But because the scores are still relatively, relatively
Hayden's
low
scored on level
compared to what's
5, though.
possible. Oh, and that's a full score on level 5. That's very well done to Hayden.
Yes.
That puts him in a very good position. And I think this. What is this level 6? Are you looking up the prices and doing some sort of time conversion?
Yeah. So what? No time actually. You're just adding together a load of prices, I think.
So would you say it's, if you've managed to get level 5, level 6 is quite approachable?
Yes. It ought to be, except you're doing that additional lookup of price and you're adding together multiple items, which can be a different number of items in each case.
But certainly if you had that like 2 penny lambda that we saw from Hayden, it might well be.
That will make things easier for you.
I wonder how Sean's getting on. He's just put some points on the board. 168. So he still has a partial score on level 4. Can you tell whether I think this is level 4 that he's looking at now, isn't it?
Yes.
We're in a position where we're actually, given the scores aren't that big, and if you do set up a good approach, you could actually get through these 4, 5, 6 quite quickly. We're actually in a position where people are pretty close to each other, I'd say.
Yes, and it's also one of these. If you just get one of those bonuses and concentrate on those, that would be a big leg up as well.
We're back on Kareem here. I see. Did I just see that he entered some NAs for level 4? So maybe he has done what we've said, and
yeah, but he's got some points out of it. He's up to 374.
Yeah, 70% on a level is nothing to sniff at. And if he had a full level 4, he would be on par with Hayden with the full 410. Oh, looks like Lara's just gone for bonus 1, which puts her kind of slightly more comfortably above Sean. What was bonus 1, Harry? Do you remember?
Bonus 1 was how many pennies are there in level 1.
Okay, so it's a sort of consolidate. If you've got level 1, would you be able to get that one, or do you think you would need the conversion lambda?
You should be able to. You should be just adding up a column at that point. Kareem's fixed his level 4 by the looks of it. He's now on 410. Oh, but Hayden scored some more points. It looks like Hayden's got level 6.
Oh no! It looks like Hayden's going to run away with this one. Yeah, there he is, looking at level 7. I think level 7 is particularly tricky, isn't it? So we'll see whether he goes for that in the last 7 and a bit minutes, or whether he goes on to some bonuses. But as we say, level 6 is doable if you've got level 5. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kareem catches up to him, and then it probably, depending on whether he can get level 7, it might be bonuses that take him over the line.
Yeah, there are big points in level 6 and level 7 if you can get them. Hayden's now converting all of these old pre-decimal coins into pence. And I've been quite a little bit cruel here with how I've laid it out, especially with 16th of a penny, 12th of a penny, quarter of a penny. He's doing those conversions manually. It's a pretty good way to do it, to be fair. He's tidying his table up nicely. He could get a level 7 solve.
Yeah, so you're talking there about the value column, and basically this is what's being used to the conversion for pennies, but you've used text in some cases.
Yes. Just to keep things interesting, Harry, all of these coins that you might have just lying around.
I have to say, I have absolutely no idea why they think you're evil.
Yeah, I struggle as well. I really do.
So it looks like we're on Kareem at the moment. He has entered a bonus 1 answer, but it's not been awarded. So it looks like there might be an error in that. But if he did get that bonus 1 and level 6, that would put him in first place. Is he looking at level 7 here?
I think Karam is looking at level 7. To be fair, level 7 is not entirely dependent on all the other levels. I mean, you need to be able to add stuff together, but you could do 7 without doing 6, for instance.
So this is a good strategic move, right? Because if he can get level 7, that does put him above Hayden. Whereas if he aimed for and got level 6, it only puts him on par with Hayden.
Yeah, level 7, you get more points than you do with level 6. Quite considerably more. It's the sort of big challenge at the end. Yeah.
So
it will sort of help if he works this out.
So what do you mean there, Harry? What's going on with Hayden?
Yeah, so combinations are the way to solve level 7. The idea that one way is just cycling through every possible combination of coin and seeing what all the different amounts you can make up, and how many of those match a price of something in the supermarket price list that's just come up here. Seems like Hayden might be putting together a data table to solve this, which is a pretty good way of doing it. It's how I did it when I was testing it.
So you're looking through kind of the different arrangements of coins and doing something with that. What's he doing? I think Hayden might be moving on to the bonuses. So this might actually come down to whether Kareem can do level 7 in these last 4 minutes and 35 seconds. And whether Hayden can put in enough bonuses to take us over that line. He has got some answers for level 7, but they are not. Oh, they're not entered in our kind of answer checking sheet. We'll see if this score jumps now. And it doesn't look like it. There must be some instruction or some error going on there. But given he's already got answers in, it's this is a good sign for him. He might be able to fix this within these last 4 minutes.
Hayden's gained some points somewhere.
Sounds like he's probably got bonus 1, I would imagine. Oh, that's lovely desktop background from Kareem there as well. Oh, a lot of manual editing here from Hayden. I don't blame him. To be honest, if you could just go down that level 7 and fill in just a couple of the answers manually, that would give you a bit of breathing room. We're moving over to Lara now. What level do you think this is? I think it might be level 6 based on what Elliot's saying. I can't hear Harry Watson right now.
Yes.
So
it looks like there are lots of shopping lists there, so I think it is level 6. Lara's got 50% of level 6. Could be a decent decent point winner if she gets the other 50% of level 6. That's going to put her ahead of Kareem.
Yeah, level 6, as you say, is worth a lot of points. It's quite kind of top heavy, this one. But it does also look like she's possibly looking at some more bonuses, although I'm not sure many bonuses are very accessible that would put her above Kareem on this one. We've not checked in with Sean for a while earlier either. Should we have a look at how Sean's doing? Okay, so he did repair his level 1 to 4, which is a good sign. As we've been saying, like if you can get level 5, it's very possible you get level 6 quickly afterwards as well. But yes. I've not seen kind of a lambda going on here. I think this is definitely like workings that are all quite spread out and might be quite difficult to edit for that 5-6 transition. I see that Hayden has just put in some more points as well, 660, as has Kareem. So it's getting pretty tight at the top. Should we follow those two for these last 2 minutes?
Yes. Let us do that. So Kareem's 5 levels plus bonus 4.
So I believe he's looking at one of the bonuses here, which is to extract the names of the different types of coins out of that list of
Oh,
songs
the
there.
music. I liked the music. So
Mm.
these are 5 AI generated songs, all containing amounts of old money in them. Got a variety of different themes. I think we've got one about the barmaid's ruin, the double florin. We've got one about King Charles. Well, actually, no, King James, I think. We've got a death metal song about half-price florin, which I particularly enjoyed writing. I don't know if anyone actually noticed that in the solve, but it's just another one of these Easter eggs.
It's absolutely something people might go and look at later, but under the time pressure, I think it's unlikely. What kind of AI system did you use for that?
That was just ChatGPT.
Hayden's
Or it
got
might have been.
Hayden's got bonus 1 and 2. We've got up to 30 seconds left. What's he throwing his lot in with here? I see a most of lambda, which I believe was written by Dim Early. This is something that basically gives you just a count of the different items in the selection. I think possibly for bonus 3. We've only got 15 seconds left, so they've not got very long to fill in those final answers.
Yes. Is anyone going to score in the last 10 seconds?
I really hope. I hope so. I'd love to see it. Looks like we're out of time though. No more scores. So yeah, let's. I guess let's bring everybody back in and see how they found that. It will probably just take a minute. So do you want to just reflect on the scores quickly, Harry?
It provided a good level of challenge and a good amount of differentiation, I think, between people. 660 is good points, and I mean to get all 6 main levels, or 6 of 7 main levels is good going. That level 7 was deliberately meant to be very.
Absolutely, I do know that if I was a competitor today, I would be cursing your name out right now. We'll see if our competitors are. Right, so I think everybody's back now. Shall we start with who took home gold today? We start with Hayden. Hayden, how do you find that?
Tough. I got into a bit of a panic at the end and just rush. But yeah, my method was kind of to convert everything to pence and then try and convert it back. So I figured it'd be easier to like add up that way, and then I could, do all the normal math operations on the pence and try to get back to the tricky bit was that you didn't include them if there was 0. So that caused me a little bit of issue, but yeah, got there in the end. Curious how to do question 7, so looking forward to doing that later on today.
Well, congratulations! You came on top on the tough field today. Sean, how did you find that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the scoreboard tells a story there. Yeah, I went the wrong way first, and then tried to do what Hayden's done there, try to just scrap everything, go back to pennies, and then work out from there. But I'd wasted so much time, I think, and it was distracting having the scores because useful though as well. I'd clearly gotten something wrong, so I had to go back and work out what I'd done. I'd used a regex and then hadn't used a value to turn it back into value, so I was missing my pence. So yeah, a couple of errors there.
Oh, I wouldn't be ashamed of that score at all. I think one particular thing about this case, which is psychologically difficult, is all of the points are kind of loaded up at the end. It's quite top heavy. I'd say you actually got really, really far and did very well.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it doesn't feel like that.
And Lara, how are you doing on that? We saw you kind of correct answers a few times. And get a kind of a lot more points out of it for that. And we also saw you go for the bonuses at one point. How would you summarize your experience today?
Not my greatest performance, not my worst though. So here we are. Yeah, I mean it was a tough case, and it's going to be a tough case. But curious to go play with it later and see if I can figure out that I've very stupidly done wrong. So there we go. Yeah, not too bad.
And Kareem, well done on silver medal. No shame absolutely in that, losing to Hayden on this very tough case. Do you think we should switch back to old style money in regular finance?
How old do you think I am? Bloody hell! It was, you know what, it was a good case, but I wedded myself into having a rubbish decoding of the number of the money into pence. I got that all right, but as soon as there was something without any shillings, I was kind of locked down, and I had to start inserting 0S or 0D, and it was really ugly, very inefficient. So I cranked out a couple of answers just about that way, but yeah, it wasn't my finest performance, but I'll take that. I knew Hayden was going to be a good competitor.
Oh, well done to everybody. I think we saw 4 very good competitors today. Yeah, and thank you guys for coming on. It's been really great to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Cheers, guys.
Cool. I believe the scores for the other competitors who did this at home are now ready, and they'll be very keen to see those. So let's go over there. What's your takeaway from that, Harry?
Well done, Ben and Hayden. We've had some good scores at the top. All of those qualifiers, very well deserved on this tough case. So well done to James, Esther, Lorenzo, Thomas, Dominic, John, and Peter for qualifying to the finals this time.
I think there are actually other qualifying kind of criteria as well that we'll see in a minute. But I'd like to personally say well done to Pete and Esther, who work and will have worked at Operis, where I've worked in the past as well. And we also see Lorenzo there, who's only recently moved to the UK. He's a very, very strong competitor in the main competition, and will be a force to reckon with in the final, I'm sure. And I see also that Mr. John Fowler there on the right is a first-time participant, so that's extremely well done on this sort of thing for a first-time participant. That's a very good score on this sort of thing. Okay, so this is the full list of qualifiers, excluding season rank. So I guess these are also the people who qualified through other means, so Battle 1, Battle 2. So yeah, well done to all of these guys, and we'll see them at the final. And you know, if you are one of those qualifiers, this is who you're up against and who to research taking down, I suppose. I believe these are the consolidated season scores. And we see here the other qualifiers that are qualifying based on full season score across the 3 rounds. Another a former Operis person, Tim Roberts there. Very pleased to see. And yeah, great to see a lot of kind of different and new names who might be new to the community as well. And then for our international competitors, this is the kind of full leaderboard of scores. So very well done to the XL Gladiator, that's his channel, Jeremy Freelove for 760, which is an extremely good score, wouldn't you say, on this case?
Yes, very good. Well done, Jeremy.
See a lot of familiar names here. We've got Eric and Kobe, Liana, Bo Riddabon, the Excel Wizard, Julian, who's a big fan of Lambdas, pretty high up there as well. Benny, collegiate champion. A lot of very familiar names in the community, and it's a great community. If you kind of are unfamiliar with it, just let one of us know, and we'll get you in kind of all of the right groups. Yes, so those qualifiers we've seen, in addition to everything we've seen so far, we also have 3 wild cards who are not yet revealed, but we will reveal them later. And I'm particularly very excited to reveal them to the world because they're quite exciting, I think. Cool. So I believe that is then everything. We'll come back to everybody just to say goodbye. So yeah, thanks again, guys. Really great to have you on this, our first live stream with competitors. Thank you very much for joining, and yeah, good luck in the finals.
Thank you, everyone. Thank
Thanks
you
very much.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bye.
Pounds, shillings, pennies, spinning through time. Old school currency and digital rhyme. Pre-decimal drama, sharp with style. We crunch those numbers with a wink and a smile. Hear the clink of coins, the click of the keys. Legacy flows on modern breeze. Old money, new game. Never gonna spreadsheet quite the same. From farthings to guineas, we're slick with those pennies. Old money, new game. Comptometer's gone, but the flair remains. Now it's click, drag, pop, and Excel lanes. Pound sign shimmer, cells ignite. Formula funk on Saturday night. Hear the clink of coins, the click of the keys. Swagger and rose, style in the sheet. Old money, new game. Never gonna spreadsheet quite the same. From Tanners to Bob, we're doing the job. Old money, new game. History's figures, torn and tamed. Calculated coins outdated, YouTube celebrated. One cell solved, big brain goals. Own the nation, speed sensation, it's pure elation. New game! Never gonna spreadsheet quite the same. From farthings to guineas, we're slick with those pennies. Old money! New game! Old money! New game! Never gonna spreadsheet quite the same. From Tanners to Bob, we finish the job. Old money! New game! Whoa, you're mad!
I'm mad.
You're mad. We're all mad here.
Ha 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 ha.
Off with all their heads.